everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my new Justice League of America timeline. Now, as with all my timelines, and as I say in all my timeline videos, what I'm going to do is take all my books from the Justice League of America, all my trades and graphic novels, and lay them down flat in exact chronological order to show you guys what goes where and what order to read them. Now, this is going to be similar to my last Justice League of America timeline, only I'm going to have more books in there. I got quite a few more Justice League books to add to this timeline. In addition to that, I'm going to break this up into segments. It's going to be all in one video, but I'm going to do separate parts in the video. The reason is because I just don't have enough room on my bed to kind of give you a full, good overall view of the timeline without cutting a few corners, like stacking books and stuff like that. So I'm going to break this up into probably 3 sections, and then I'll try to give you an overall view of the Justice League of America timeline. This also helps because the Justice League of America has had different incarnations throughout the year, so I'm going to point out the various incarnations. There's been about 4 or 5 incarnations, depending on how you look at it. So with that said, we're going to start this timeline off. Let's get right to it. Okay, here's the first part of the timeline, and we're going to start things off with Showcase Presents Justice League of America. Now, this is the first incarnation of the Justice League team with its founding members, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Barry Allen, The Flash, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter, along with obvious other add-ons like Hawkman, Green Arrow, The Atom, Black Canary, etc., etc. Now, the Showcase Presents series collects the original Justice League of America comics from around 1965 to the early 1970s. You can get this in the Showcase Presents volumes 1 through 4, or you can get this in color in the Archive series. However, the Archive series has more volumes, and it collects about the same amount, and it's going to cost you more. So if you want color, go for the Archive series. If you want affordable, go for the Showcase Presents series. Now, this Justice League team, the original incarnation, lasts for about up to the 7th year of the superhero's career. It forms about the 4th year of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman's career, and it lasts up until before the first crisis. After the crisis of Infinite Earths, which happens right here, we get Justice League Internationals. Now, there is a 4-volume hardcover series, and then it's being turned into trade right now. I'm collecting the trade paperback form, and this is the second formation of the Justice League team. Batman and Martian Manhunter return to reform the Justice League team, and we get a completely different roster in there. Eventually, some favorites like Black Canary and Hawkman return from the old team, but in general, this is a brand new team with some new miscellaneous characters. So we have the first incarnation of the Justice League team in the Showcase Presents material, and the second incarnation of this team. This team lasts for maybe, I want to say, a year or 2. Obviously, it lasts longer in the comic book format, but in the DC universe, it lasts for about a year or 2. So, let's move on to the second part. Okay, here's the second part of the timeline, and really the bulk of the Justice League of America timeline, and that would be the JLA series. In the JLA series, the Justice League reforms with its original members for the most part. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter. The only change really being Kyle Rayner is now the Green Lantern, and Wally West is now the Flash. Now, this series starts off around maybe the 9th year of the superhero's career. So this is about the 8th or 9th year of Batman and Superman's career, and about 2 years after the JLI was created, the Justice League International. The Justice League International kind of deforms here, and the JLA reforms here. So with that said, let's show you the first volume, which would be Justice League of America, New World Order. We move on to JLA, America Dreams, JLA, Rock of Ages, JLA, Strength in Numbers, JLA, Justice for All, JLA, World War III, JLA, Tower of Babel, JLA, Divided We Fall, JLA, Terra Incognita, JLA, Golden Perfect, JLA, The Obsidian Age, Volumes 1 and 2, which this is 2 and this is 1. Have them flipped around. My apologies. JLA, Rules of Engagement, Trial by Fire, JLA, The 10th Circle, Pains of the Gods, Syndicate Rules, Crisis of Conscience, and A World Without the Justice League. Now, the JLA as a team stays together until around the Infinite Crisis, where it just all falls apart. And you get to see this with Crisis of Conscience and A World Without the Justice League. So with that said, let's move on to the next part of this timeline. Okay, on to the fourth and arguably also the fifth incarnation of the Justice League of America. Now, after the Infinite Crisis in the missing year, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman returned to create the Justice League of America because, well, you need to have the Justice League. Now, this series starts off with Justice League of America, The Tornado's Path. Moving on would be the Lightning Saga. After that is The Injustice League. From there we go to Justice League of America Sanctuary, Justice League of America Second Coming, and finally topping it off with When Worlds Collide. Now, we now have Justice League of America Cry for Justice, and this is technically a splinter group from the real Justice League of America. However, this also ties in with the current Justice League of America stuff that's going on now. You can argue this is a new team created by Hal Jordan, or just a continuation of the Justice League of America series. Either case is really up to you. However, it does fit into the timeline, so this is the newest volume that has just recently come out of the Justice League of America trades. So let's do an overview of the timeline. Okay, here is the final part to the timeline. This is just an overview of all the Justice League of America stories. So I'll just go through these quickly. Start things off with the Justice League of America Volume 1. Then we would go to Justice League International. After that would be JLA series. And in this series, it has a total of 19 volumes. So that's quite a lot of Justice League stories. So yeah, here are all the JLA stuff, sitting in Age Books 1 and 2 right there. Moving on. And then after the JLA series, we go to Justice League of America Volume 2. And after Volume 2 finishes up, we go to Justice League of America Cry for Justice. So there you go. That is the Justice League timeline in its essence. So let's finish off this video. Okay, so that was the timeline overall. I hope that was a helpful video for you guys. As I said, I added a bit more trades to this timeline since my last Justice League timeline. So, again, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I enjoyed this, so I hope you enjoy it too. With that said, this is Andrew saying peace out for now.